Welcome students. General Chemistry 3 presented by Dr. S. Sudha, Assistant Professor Department of Chemistry, Kanchi Krishna College of Arts and Science, Kedambi, Kanchipuram. This is from November 2015 question paper, section A. First question. What happens when hydroxylamine reacts with gold chloride and silver chloride solutions? Gold chloride and silver chloride reduced into individual metals when it reacts with hydroxylamine. Second question. HI is stronger than HF. Why? HCl, HBr and HI are the strongest acid, whereas HF is weak acid. The strength of acid increases as the experimental pKa value decreases in the following order. HF pKa value is 3.1, HCl pKa value is minus 6.0, HBr is minus 9.0, HI is minus 9.5. Fluorine is very electronegative, so the HF bond is highly polar and HF is dissociate readily in solution. This reasoning based on the electronegativity. So HI is more stronger than HF. Third question, mention any two uses of neon. Neon is used in vacuum tubes, high voltage indicators, lightning arresters, wave meter tubes, television tubes and helium neon lasers. Liquefied neon is commercially used as a cryogenic refrigerant in applications not requiring the lower temperature range attained with more extreme liquid helium refrigerations. Fourth question, define enthalpy. When a process occurs at a constant pressure, the heat evolved is equal to the change in enthalpy. Enthalpy H is the sum of internal energy U and the product of pressure P and volume V given by the equation H is equal to U plus PV. Given fifth question, give examples for interhalogen compounds. When halogens combines with themselves form interhalogen compounds, these are divided into four types, that is AX, that is CLF, BRF, BRCl, ICl, IBr. AX3, CLF3, BRF3, ICL3. AX5 model, BRF5, IF5. AX7, IF7 molecule. These are interhalogen compounds. Sixth question, give the electronic configuration and structure of PCl3 and PCl5. The electronic configuration of PCl3, that is 5 electrons shared by phosphorus and 7 electrons are shared by the 3 chlorine atoms, gives 26. That is, it attains the octet rule. So phosphorus trichloride, this is a molecule. So it's a pyramidal molecule. In PCl5, the octet, that is 40, is reached. Phosphorus pentoxide. So it's a dipyramidal molecule, trigonal bipyramidal molecule. Seventh question, what is Hofmann's rule? The process of producing tertiary amines and alkenes from quaternary ammonium is called Hofmann elimination. This process can also be referred to as exotio-methylation. The Hofmann rule states that the major alkene product is the least substituted and least stable product when it comes to asymmetrical amines. The Hofmann elimination process is named after its discoverer, the German chemist August Wilhelm von Hofmann. Okay, this is the Hofmann elimination reaction shown that it forms a less substituted alkene molecule. Eighth question. Distinguish between carbonium and carbanion. There are some common difference between them below. Carbonium ion is cation and a pentavalent carbon atom, whereas a carbanion is an anion with a trivalent carbon atom. Carbonium has planar geometry, whereas carbonium has trigonal pyramidal structure. Carbonium is a positively charged, that is +1, whereas carbanion is negatively charged, -1. The next question, complete the following reaction. Anthracene reacts with sodium with ethanol in the presence of heat. It produces 9,10 dihydroanthracene. 10th question, mention any two uses of naphthalene. Naphthalene is used to make mothballs, PVC insecticides, dyes, toilet deodorants, blocks, and phthalic anhydride. The latter, among many other things, is used to make pharmaceuticals and resins. 11th question. Write Kirchhoff's equation. Del H2 minus del H1 is equal to del alpha into T2 minus T1 plus of del beta T2 square minus T1 square plus 1 by 3 del gamma T2 cube minus T1 cube. This is Kirchhoff's equation. Next question is 12th question. How the acid properties of oxyacids of phosphorus varies. Order of acidic strength is H3PO2 is more acidic than H3PO3 and H3PO4. The pH bonds in oxo acids cannot go through ionization to give H plus ions, whereas the H atom which are attached with oxygen in POH form are ionizable. Hence, we can say that only the H atom attached with oxygen can cause basicity. As a result, phosphorus acid H3PO3 is dibasic due to the presence of two POH bonds, whereas phosphoric acid H3PO4 is tribasic due to the presence of three POH bonds. Oxacids of phosphorus having pH bonds have strong reducing properties. Now, section B. Here it carries total marks 25. 13th question. How is xenon oxytetrafluoride prepared? Explain its structure. Xenon oxytetrafluoride prepared by the reaction of xenon hexafluoride with water molecule produce xenon oxytetrafluoride as well as hydrofluoric acid. The second reaction is appreciable amount of xenon and fluorine in the molecular ratio of 1:4 with the excess of oxygen heated up to 230 degrees centigrade. It produces xenon oxytetrafluoride. Properties. It is a colorless compound, melting point minus 46 degrees centigrade. Treating with hydrogen, it produces xenon plus hydrofluoric acid plus H2O. It reacts with the water molecule. It produces xenon dioxide difluoride molecule. It is also reacts with the silica, yields xenon dioxyfluoride. That is xenon tetrafluoride also, silicon tetrafluoride is also produced. Structure and shape of xenon oxytetrafluoride molecule. So this is a sp3d2 hybridized orbital structure. Here xenon oxytetrafluoride molecular structure is also given. This is a square pyramidal. The fluorine atoms are coplanar, that is in the same line. The lone pair of electron lies opposite to the oxygen atoms, which is bonded to the xenon atom by a double bond. So it is sp3d2 hybridized square pyramidal molecule. 14th question. Compare halogens and pseudohalogens. The key difference between the halogens and pseudohalogens is that the halogens are group 17 elements in the periodic table, whereas the pseudohalogens are combinations of different chemical elements that have the chemical characteristics of halogens. The name halogen means salt producing. Therefore, these chemical elements have the essential chemical characteristics of producing salt by forming anions. However, pseudohalogens are not halogens, but they have the chemical characteristics of halogens, such as the formation of covalent compounds and complexes similar to halogens. Let us talk more details in these compounds. Similarities between the halogens and pseudohalogens are similar chemical behavior. Pseudohalogens form strong acids like halogens. Pseudohalogens can react with metals, forms salts like halogens. Ionic species of both types carries -1 electric charge. Difference between halogens and pseudohalogens. Halogens are chemical elements in group 17 of periodic table. These are not a chemical elements, these are chemical compounds. This is unlike halogens. Pseudohalogens are chemical compounds. In addition to that, they have a chemical behavior that resembles halogen. Here shows some of the pseudohalogen ions. Cyanide, it forms cyanogen, thiocyanate, thiocyanogen, selenocyanate, selenocyanogen, acid, acidocarbon disulfide. These are the examples for pseudohalogens. 15th question, explain the preparation properties and structure of P2O5. P2O5 or P4O10 can be prepared by burning elemental P4, that is tetraphosphorus, in the environment containing a sufficient amount of oxygen. The chemical reaction for the preparation of P2O5 is given below, that is P4 reacts with the 5O2 molecule produce P4O10. This compound is a source of pure phosphoric acid. Properties. The most important property of phosphorus pentoxide is its strong affinity for water. It readily dissolves in cold water with a hissing sound, giving metaphosphoric acid. P4O10 gives 2H2O gives 4HPO3, that is metaphosphoric acid. This again reacts with H2O molecule produce pyrophosphoric acid, that is H4P2O7. Again this pyrophosphoric acid reacts with H2O molecule produce orthophosphoric acid, 2H3PO4. Phosphorus pentoxide extracts water from many inorganic compounds including sulfuric acid, nitric acid and several organic compounds such as cellulose, amides, etc. So H2SO4 gives SO3, 2HNO3 gives N2O5, cellulose results charcoal, amide results nitrile when these are treated with phosphorus pentoxide. When fused with the basic oxides, it gives solid phosphates. For example, calcium oxide reacts with P4O10 gives Ca3PO4 twice. The structure of phosphorus pentoxide molecule is illustrated below. Structure of phosphorus pentoxide, that is the P double bond O bond length is 143 picometers and PO bond length is 160 picometers. This is the structure of P2O5. 16th question, explain the chemistry of ozone, that is O3. O3 is a highly unstable triatomic allotropic form of oxygen. It is a constituent of upper atmosphere. Preparation. Ozone is generally prepared by passing silent electric discharge through oxygen. The concentration of ozone approaches up to 10% by this method. So here O2 gives O plus O, that is nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen reacts with the O2 molecule produce O3. Another method of preparing ozone with a high yield consisting in electrolysis a concentrated solution of perchloric acid at minus 50 degrees centigrade between a lead cathode and a platinum anode. It is believed that oxidation of water occurs at the anode giving ozone. Properties. It is a light blue gas which condenses at minus 120 degrees centigrade as a dark blue liquid. The liquid freezes at minus 193 degrees centigrade. It is one of the strongest oxidizing agent. The oxidation potential in acid solution is plus 2.07 volt. So it oxidizes most sulfur to sulfuric acid, lead sulfide to lead sulfate, Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus state, and liberates iodine from aqueous potassium iodide. These are the reactions shown below. However, a few reactions in which all the 3 atoms of oxygen are used up are also known. Thus, all the 3 atoms are added up at unsaturated sites when reacted with ethylene or benzene. So this ethylene reacts with ozone produce ethylene ozonide. It is known from electron diffraction microspectroscopy. The structure of ozone has been explained on the basis of molecular orbital theory. 17th question, describe the mechanism of SN2 reaction. The SN2 reaction is a nucleophilic substitution reaction where a bond is broken and another is formed synchronously. 2 reacting species are involved in the rate determining step of the reaction. The term SN2 stands for substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. This type of reaction is also referred to as bimolecular nucleophilic substitution, associative substitution, and interchange mechanisms. Here these are the examples for SN2 reaction mechanism. Benzyl bromide reacts with sodium cyanide, gives benzyl cyanide. Allyl bromide reacts with sodium cyanide gives allyl cyanide. This ethyl chloride molecule reacts with bromine gives ethyl bromide. For examples of SN2 reactions are illustrated above. The rate of this type of reaction is affected by the following factors. One is primary substrates undergo nucleophilic substitution easily. The second one is nucleophilicity increases with more negative charge, and a strong nucleophile can easily form the carbon nucleophile bond. Polar aprotic solvents do not hinder the nucleophile, but polar solvents from hydrogen bond with the nucleophile. A good solvent for this reaction is acetone. Okay. Stability of the anion of the leaving group and the weak bond strength of the leaving groups bond with carbon helps increases the rate of SN2 reactions. Reaction kinetics. Since the SN2 reaction is a second order reaction, the rate determining step is dependent on the concentration of nucleophile as well as the concentration of the substrate. Okay. So bond breaks simultaneously through a transition state is also observed here for SN2 reactions. 18th question, explain the reduction products of naphthalene. Naphthalene reacts with sodium alcohol. By refluxing method, it produces 1,4-dihydronaphthalene. Naphthalene reacts with sodium and alcohol. Refluxes gives 1,2,3,4 tetrahydronaphthalene, that is tetraline. Naphthalene reacts with hydrogen with palladium, so the complete hydrogenation results decahydronaphthalene, that is decaline. 19th question, explain the integral and differential solutions of solution and dilution. Enthalpy of dilution, also known as heat of dilution, can be defined as the change in enthalpy that is associated with the dilution of a specific component of a solution when the pressure is kept constant. Usually the enthalpy of dilution of a component in a solution is expressed in terms of energy per amount of substance. However, this quality can also be expressed in terms of energy per unit mass. The most common units used to express enthalpy of dilutions are joules per mole. So a solution exists in a liquid phase. A pure liquid component is dissolved into solution. The enthalpy of dilution will be same as the enthalpy of dissolution. This is because the dilution process in this scenario is the same as the dissolution process for the component being dissolved. Understanding enthalpy of dilution, differential and integral properties. Enthalpy of dilution can be defined in two different ways, in terms of integral heat and in terms of differential heat. When it comes to differential heat of dilution, the enthalpy is considered to a very small scale. Here the primary focus is change in enthalpy associated with the addition of a very small quantity of the solvent to a relatively huge quantity of the solution. When viewed from the integral perspective, the enthalpy of dilution is calculated by considering the solution at a macroscopic scale. Here the dilution process is considered where the solution is diluted from a specific initial concentration to a specific final concentration. The differential heat of dilution is viewed on a microscopic scale, which is associated with the process in which the small amount of solvent is added to a large quantity of solution. The molar differential heat of dilution is thus defined as the enthalpy change caused by the adding a mole of solvent at a constant temperature and pressure to a very large amount of solution. Because of the small amount of addition, the concentration of dilute solution remains practically unchanged. Mathematically, the molar differential heat of dilution is denoted as where del n the infinitesimal change or differential of mole number of the dilution. The integral heat of dilution, however, is viewed on a macro scale. With respect to the integral heat, consider a process in which a certain amount of solution diluted from an initial concentration to a final concentration. The enthalpy change in this process normalized by the mole number of the solute is evaluated as the molar integral heat of dilution. Mathematically, the molar integral heat of dilution is denoted as if an infinite amount of solvent is added to a solution with a known concentration of solute, the corresponding change of enthalpy is called as integral heat of dilution to infinite dilution. The dilution between two concentrations of the solute is associated to an intermediary heat of dilution by moles of solute. Section C, it carries 30 marks. 20th question, A. Explain the structure of hydrozoic acid. Hydrozoic acid is also known as hydrogen azide or azomide. It's a compound with the chemical formula HN3. It is a colorless, volatile and explosive liquid at room temperature and pressure. It is a compound of nitrogen and hydrogen and is therefore a pictogen hydride. So this is the structure of hydrozoic acid. N, triple bond N, single bond N, that with combines with H. So the bond angle between the nitrogen is 171 degree. The bond length is 113, 124 as well as 102 picometers. This is the resonance structure. B question, how are the following prepared? Hypophosphoric acid. It is set up by the controlled oxidation of red phosphorus with sodium chloride arrangement. When disodium salt of the hydrophosphoric acid is obtained, it is passed through the cation exchanger to yield hypophosphoric acid. This is the reaction. 2 phosphorus reacts with 2 sodium chloride in the presence of water. It gives sodium salt. Then the sodium salts applied over the resin gives hypophosphoric acid. Orthophosphoric acid. It is set up by treating P4O10 with bubbled water. It is a tribasic acid. So phosphorus pentoxide reacts with 6 molecules of water, gives phosphoric acid. Orthophosphoric acid. This is the best known oxoacids of phosphorus. Preparation. Phosphoric acid is prepared by the reaction with water molecule of phosphorus pentoxide results H3PO4. It is a laboratory method. In laboratory method, phosphorus reacts with nitric acid, produce H3PO4 plus NO2 plus H2O at 166 to 170 degrees centigrade. 21 question, discuss the general characteristics of halogens. So the halogens are fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide as well as acetylene. The elements are also all called halogens. Electronic configuration is Ns to Np5, that is the valence and electronic configuration. So the valence shell is a short of an octet configuration by 1 electron. As these elements requires 1 electron to achieve stable octet or closer to ideal gas configuration. So they have a strong inclination to either increase or 1 electron to shape an ionic bond or impart an electron to another atom to frame a covalent bond. Occurrence. Acetylene is a radioactive nature. Fluorine is the 30th and chlorine is the 20th most abundantly available elements in the world crust. Fluorine exists broadly insoluble fluorides, for example cryodides, fluorohapatite. This is a fluorospar is a primary source of fluorine. Chlorine, bromine and iodine are available in ocean water as chloride, bromide and iodide. Here the general physical properties are shown in the table. Atomic symbol fluorine F, chlorine Cl, Br, bromine is Br, iodine is I, acetylene is At. Atomic number 9, 17, 35, 53, 85 respectively. Atomic masses 19, 35.45, 79.7, 126.9 and 210 respectively for fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and acetylene. Melting point and boiling point shown a trend of that boiling point is very low for fluorine, chlorine as well as bromine. Iodine are high. Density is also is high of iodine compared with other elements. Atomic radius, iodine has the biggest atomic radius compared with other elements. First ionization enthalpy is very high for fluorine because it's a electronegative atom. Normal oxidation state for fluorine is -1, but other elements shows some positive oxidation states, that is +1, +3, +5 as well as +7. Ionic radius, the bigger ionic radius shown by iodine. Atomic properties of halogens. The pattern of a portion of the atomic properties of group 7 elements shows here. Trends of ionic and atomic radii as we move down the group. Nuclear radii, ionic radii increment because of the addition of another vital energy level in each progressive element. These elements have the smallest atomic radii when contrast with different elements in the relating periods. In ionization enthalpy, fluorine shows -333 kilojoules per mole enthalpy, as well as chlorine shows -348. Electron affinity is very high for chlorine compared to fluorine. That is concluded from ionization enthalpy. These elements demonstrate a high estimation of ionization enthalpy. As the outcome, the molecule of these elements tends to lose electron and to frame positive particles. Electronegativity. The halogens have high electron negativity values. In the tabular column already we discussed about this. Moving down the group fluorine to iodine, because of the relative increase in the nuclear radii, the electron negativity is also diminishes. Physical properties and oxidation state. Physical state of group 17 elements exist. Fluorine, chlorine are gases, bromine is a liquid, iodine is a solid. Color of the element. Fluorine is a pale yellow color, chlorine is a greenish yellow color, bromine is a reddish brown color, iodine is a dark violet color. Solubility. Fluorine and chlorine are soluble in water, bromine and iodine are sparingly soluble in water. Metallic nature. The metallic nature increases as we move down the group. Melting and boiling point. Melting and boiling point of this element increases regularly from fluorine to iodine. Bond dissociation energy. Bond dissociation energies of these elements step by step diminishes from top to base with the exceptions of fluorine. Oxidation states. General electronic configuration is NS2 NP5. These elements have 7 electrons in their valence shell. So it shows -1 as well as +1 oxidation state, as well as some of the other elements shows +1, +3, +5 and +7 oxidation states. It shows interhalogen compounds, oxyacids as well as oxides. Chemical properties. Oxidizing power. Since all halogens have a strong inclination to acknowledge electrons, they go about as great oxidizing agents. Out of considerable number of halogens, fluorine is the most grounded oxidizing agents and can be oxidized all other halides particles to halogen in a solution. Cl2 plus 2Br minus gives Br2 plus 2Cl minus. Cl2 plus 2I minus gives I2 plus 2Cl minus. Similarly, bromine can oxidize iodine particle to iodine. Br2 gives 2I minus gives I2 plus 2Br minus. Reaction with hydrogen. All halogens react with the hydrogen to form acid hydrogen halides. The acidity of these hydrogen halides reduces from HF to HI. Regardless, the reactivity of halogens towards hydrogen lessens from fluorine to iodide. These are the reactions to shows that in dark, hydrogen as well as fluorine reacts gives hydrofluoric acid. In the presence of sunlight, hydrogen reacts with the chlorine gives 2HCl. H2 plus Br2 in the presence of heat produce HBr. H2 plus I2 in the presence of heat produce 2HI. Reaction with oxygen. Like diverse elements, halogen in similar manner from oxides with oxygen, but for most the oxides of halogens are not steady. Besides oxides, halogens also shape halogen oxoacids and oxoanions. The general conditions for oxides is in the range of X2O to X2O7, while the general conditions of oxoacids is the scope of HOX2, HOXO3. Reaction with metals. In view of high reactivity of halogens, they instantly react with most of the metals to form a resulting metal halides. For example, sodium reacts with chlorine gas to shape sodium chloride. Making sodium chloride is an exothermic reaction and produces a splendid yellow light with a great deal of heat energy. Na plus Cl gives NaCl. Okay. Reaction with the other halogens. Halogens react with each other to shape interhalogen compounds. The general recipes of these compounds XYN gives N is equal to 135 and 7. So it forms different compounds with their halogen groups. 22nd question. Describe the factors affecting nucleophilic substitution reactions. The factors affecting the nucleophilic substitution reactions are nucleophile strength. So the nucleophile attacks the molecules. It leaves the leaving group. Regarding the solvent, polar aprotic solvents such as DMSO, DMF, acetone, acetonitrile are popular choice of SN2 reactions because the rate are generally faster than with the polar protic solvents. This is because of nucleophile is most naked in the aprotic solvent, whereas in polar solvent it is surrounded by a cage of solvent molecules. In SN2, a strong nucleophile happens faster. A weak nucleophile will react more slowly, may not even react. Okay. The structure of the alkyl group. In SN2, the structure of the alkyl group decides the speed of the reaction. Here the transition state, primary, secondary as well as tertiary state. So the nucleophile attacks easily the primary carbocation compared with the tertiary as well as secondary carbocation. So the methyl is to favor a SN2 mechanism. B. Leaving group ability. There are two main factors are involving the strength of CX bond and the ability of the X group after it has left. So iodine is the best leaving group compared to bromine, chlorine and fluorine. To design an effective SN2 reaction using an alkyl halide, it needs a good leaving group, a strong nucleophile, a suitable solvent, an unhindered alkyl halide. Results SN2 reaction mechanism is more favorable. For factors affecting SN1 reactions are a highly substituted alkyl halides. Preferably, tertiary carbocation prefers SN1 mechanism. A good leaving group like iodine or bromine favors a SN1 mechanism. A non-basic nucleophile is also leads better elimination, so that favors SN1 reaction. A suitable solvent like polar protic solvent is also used for SN1 reactions. So the electrophile, the nucleophile and the solvent effect is more important for SN1 as well as SN2 mechanisms. These are the examples for the SN1 as well as SN2 mechanism. The first reaction is favored by SN1 mechanism because it's a secondary carbocation, that is a tertiary carbocation. So it leads a easy formation of carbocation and the OCH3 groups attacks easily and the bromine is leaved first, then it attached very easily. So the second reaction is methyl sulfonyl group, so it attacks the bromine very easily because it's a primary carbon forms easily the compound. So SN2 mechanism favored with the second reaction. 23a. Discuss the mechanism of Friedel-Crafts alkylation. The Friedel-Crafts alkylation reactions forms alkyl benzene and alkyl halide. The usefulness of this reaction is limited because it can be difficult to stop the reaction is a single alkylation. Additionally, the carbocation intermediate is produced in step 1, which brings the potential for carbocation rearrangement. So here the benzyl chloride reacts with the benzene in the presence of AlCl3 produce ethyl benzene. So the mechanism is first it forms the carbocation, then it forms the intermediate compound as well as the final one is resultant product, that is ethyl benzene formed at the final product. This is the Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction mechanism. So 3 steps are generally involved in this mechanism. B. How is phenanthracene prepared? Preparation of phenanthracene from naphthalene via a series of steps including a Friedel-Crafts alkylation and 2 Clemmensen or Wolff-Kishner reduction. Here we are taking a naphthalene molecule, it reacts with the succinic anhydride in the presence of aluminum chloride, that is a Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. It produces a molecule, intermediate molecule, it reacts with the further zinc and HCl, produce reduced form, that is carbonyl group is reduced into CH2. The further reaction with the sulfuric acid produce the cyclized product. Here again we put zinc HCl to reduce the carbonyl group into CH2. Then the final step, selenium is used to oxidize the compound, so it forms a phenanthracene. 24th question, describe the various methods of resolution of racemic mixture. A relation between Cp and Cv, Mayer relationship. Let us consider one molecule of an ideal gas enclosed in a cylinder provides with a frictionless piston of area A. Let PVT be the pressure, volume, absolute temperature of a gas respectively as shown in below. A quantity of heat dQ is supplied to the gas. To keep the volume of the gas constant, a small weight is placed over the piston. The pressure and the temperature of the gas increases to P plus dP and T plus dt respectively. This heat energy dQ is used to increase the internal energy du of the gas, but these gases does dQ equal to du equal to 1 into Cv into dt. The additional weight is now removed from the piston. The piston now moves upward through a distance dx such as the pressure of the enclosed gas is equal to the atmospheric pressure P. The temperature of the gas decreases due to the expansion of the gas. Here this picture shows the piston. So we can easily understand that if the pressure is increased, so P plus dP, the T plus dt is represented here. The small weight is placed above the piston. Here dQ dash P plus V plus dV, that is volume is increased because of the piston moved upwards, plus T plus dt is also working here. Now a quantity of heat dQ is supplied to the gas till its temperature becomes T plus dt. This heat energy is not only used to increase the internal energy du of the gas but also to external work dW is moving to the piston upwards. dQ is equal to du plus dW. Since the expansion takes place at constant pressure, dQ dash is equal to Cp dt. Cp dt is equal to Cv dt plus dW. Work done dW is equal to force into distance is equal to P into A into dx. dW is equal to P dV. Since A into dx is equal to dV, change in volume, Cp dt equal to Cv dt plus P dV. The equation of state of an ideal gas is PV is equal to RT. Differentiating both the sides, P dV is equal to R dt. So Cp minus Cv is equal to R. This is a Mayer's relation. Relation between enthalpy at constant volume QV and enthalpy at constant pressure QP. The relation between del H and del U is given by del H is equal to del U plus P del V. The del V is the volume change taking place in the reaction. Since VQ U is equal to del and PQH is equal to del, therefore we can write the equation as QP is equal to QV plus P del V. Now writing the above equation in simplified manner, for n moles of an ideal gas, PV is equal to nRT. Suppose N1 be the number of moles of a gaseous reactant and N2 be the number of moles of a gaseous product. Let N2 greater than N1. Thus increase in the number of moles is given by 2n minus 1n is equal to GND. The corresponding increase in volume VD will be given by V by N GND. Therefore, P dV is equal to P into V by N dNg is equal to RT dash dNg. Thus, P del V is equal to RT dash dNg. Substituting equation 8 in equation 6, QP is equal to QV plus dNg RT. In the above reaction, GND stands for the difference between the number of moles of gaseous products and gaseous reactants. Standard enthalpy change of a reaction is defined as the enthalpy change of a reaction determined at 25 degrees centigrade and 1 atm pressure and is denoted by del H0. Thank you very much for watching this video.